Hello everyone, welcome to Built by Bands and a very Merry Christmas Eve to you. Today's going to be the first, we'll call them discussion videos, and I wanted to talk about the topic of accessories, specifically like straps, and if you should use them in your workouts. To make a long story short, the way I feel about it is it depends. So let's cover a couple scenarios where I think you should use straps. And when I say straps, I'm talking about something like this, right? So this one that I have, they're really cheap. You just put them around your wrist like so, and you tighten it. And then you wrap this piece around the bar and then grab it so that it kind of augments your ability to hang on by kind of displacing some of the pressure on your wrist. I've had these for years. There's a whole bunch of other types. There's like figure eight straps, and there's some that are kind of like hooks that clamp onto your wrist, and then it's got like a hook that grabs the bar. So, you know, there's a whole lot of options out there. The other type of lifting straps that a lot of people will use are something like this. They're literally just a big strap that goes around your wrist like that, real tight, kind of like a brace. And those are for pushing exercises. So let me talk about why, a couple scenarios when you should, okay? So the first is the Elite Band. There are a very select few people, I think, that can safely do deadlifts with the Elite Band with no straps. Let's just talk, the numbers for a second. So I'm about 5'9". According to the official X3 mobile app, when you input your bands and it says how much tension there is. For me, at my height with the deadlift, it's around 250 at the bottom in terms of 250 pounds of tension, but by the top it's almost 600. So it's actually exponentially increasing the amount of force. It's more than double. So, for my little hands and my small frame, 600 pounds is a ridiculous amount of weight. Or tension. So, I've tried to work up to being able to do it with no straps, and I think my record is maybe 7 reps before my grip was just totally shot and I couldn't hang on anymore. So I think it's more worth it to wear these lifting straps so that I can, one, be secure and safe and not, smash my toes or something, but to actually get the target workout in, which is, my legs and posterior chain when I'm doing deadlifts. There's plenty of other exercises with the X3 where I build my grip. So that's my feeling. I think it's good to do that because I'm still pushing myself way harder than I would be if I didn't use the straps. Now, if I alternate my days between light and heavy, that's a whole nother discussion. But on my lighter days, I use the Black Band for deadlifts, and I use no straps so that I'm really getting my forearm built up there and getting the grip strength out of it. So the second scenario when you should is, let's say you have an injury, all right? I actually have some friends from the military who have nerve damage and stuff like that in their hands. They can't really tell how hard they're gripping. So it's probably a safe bet in that, if you have some type of injury or condition like that, to be using straps to protect yourself. And again, I revert back to the logic of, you're getting more out of actually doing the exercise to the best of your ability as opposed to, sacrificing a lot of benefit of the primary muscle groups just to work on your grip a little bit more. And then the third scenario where I think you should use straps is, let's say you're kind of in between bands. So let's say you're not quite ready to get all the way to the Elite Band yet in the target rep range, but the black is too easy, so maybe you got like the yellow band from Serious Steel or something like that. I think that's another scenario where you should maybe use the straps so that you can help push your posterior chain and legs harder, and your grip will catch up afterwards, but you're trying to make that jump to the next band. That's the scenario you should. All right, so let's talk scenarios you shouldn't use. Straps are things to augment your workouts, right? If you're just starting out, I would just try to get a feel for everything without any extras to really understand how the system works. If you're inexperienced with weight training or anything like that, just do it kind of raw, just the base system. That way you'll start to feel, your strengths and weaknesses and know where you need to improve. The second scenario you shouldn't do it is you shouldn't do it for everything. So I only use the straps on deadlift. Every other exercise I do no straps to ensure that I'm building everything. I think if you get reliant on them, they become a crutch, and then you're kind of shortchanging yourself on the benefit. I can see it happening more with these type of straps that are for pushing motions. So again, I only use these if I'm going to do the Elite Band on chest press, because that's just so much on my wrist. I want to make sure that I'm not having my wrist torque and losing the bar or something. If you overuse these, especially on overhead press or something, you're increasing the stability of everything, which means you're actually reducing your body's natural response to that stimulus, and you're not going to release as much growth hormone, and you're not going to get as much out of the workout. So I would only use them in the scenarios that I talked about, the first 3 scenarios, and don't use them all the time. There are a lot of other accessories you can use with X3 that I haven't personally used. I know a lot of people are using the Globe grips. There's some that are shaped like a ball, so that when you grip the thing to do curls, it's a lot like a bent bar. So those are probably a really great tool for that. I might get some myself. Then I saw other ones that kind of just makes it thicker so that your hands are having to grip around more and activates your forearms more. So there's a whole lot of things like that you could play around with. But again, make sure that whatever you're doing isn't shortchanging the primary goal of what you're doing for that specific movement. So like deadlift, right? We're trying to make your glutes and hamstrings and posterior chain, those are the primary muscle groups there. You're trying to build those most, right? So if you're doing something that makes it so all you're getting out of it is grip strength, you're essentially wasting all that effort on the deadlift if you don't actually target enough stimulus on the primary muscle group. So I just wanted to do a quick video for the holidays here. Hope everyone has a safe and happy Merry Christmas Eve. And if you have any comments or examples of other things that you've been using that have helped you with X3 in terms of accessories or straps, that kind of thing, go ahead and post it here and share with the group so that other people can see your ideas and what's benefited you. All right, thanks everyone, take care.